What is going on, everybody? This is BroncoJuggalo, and today I am here with the Seed of Chucky review. And today I have a very, very special guest, Mr. Horrific Nightmares JM.
Hey everybody.
Jason, I want to thank you very much for joining me on this Seed of Chucky journey, and it was a journey.
Yeah, but it was fun though. It was fun to watch it with someone else.
Yeah, it was. It actually added a lot of enjoyment to the film. And what you got going on, brother? What you up to lately?
Other than protesting for Dave, not a whole lot today.
Right. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, that's. I decided that was the only thing I was gonna do today, and
Yep.
yeah, you as well.
Yep. Yeah, that was one hell of a situation. For those of you that don't know, our good buddy Dave Maggot was actually kicked out of YouTube yesterday. His channel was completely shut down in the middle of a live stream he was doing. He appealed it. The YouTube community, the YouTube horror community, our small community, band together, really showed a lot of strength and support for Dave. People were making videos, people were doing comments, people were using hashtags, and everybody came together to show Dave some support. And I just want to give another shout out to Dave. Dave, you are the bomb, and YouTube would not be the same without you, and we love you, brother.
Damn right. Well said.
In fact, he once I was talking to him about we were talking about before about that James Bond ranking we're going to be doing. He said he wouldn't mind being a part, but he hasn't seen every movie yet.
Well, he can still be a part of it.
Yeah. I told him, I said, well, if you want a crash course, they're all on Netflix, or at least most of them.
What's up, Joe? The horror man. Hey, Joe.
So, Joe, I think you might be. Well, no, there's a couple people in there watching now. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to show off something I got in the mail today. I got some mail. Just real quick before we get started with Seed of Chucky. I've already opened it. Info's on this side. So I'm going to pull this out here. And really, they had to tape that to the front. I got the Halloween Scream Factory, not the giant nice set, but still a nice set. Blu-ray. Yay. I've been wanting to get these forever. I'm so happy to get this. I finally got my hands on it, and I'm so happy for that.
That's really a nice looking set, dude.
Yeah, I really like this. I like the way it looks. Got different masks. Really cool. It's 10 discs. I just opened this, so let's make sure that everything's here. You know what I mean? One,
yeah, man.
2, 3, 4, and they're nice discs too. They're not the like back-to-back discs or anything like that. They're pretty nice. We can throw Halloween 3 away though. You know, it's okay.
Hey. Yeah, that's what they made a joke about last night when I was on his stream. That was your favorite
babe? My wife just burned herself pulling the chicken out of the oven. There's Halloween 6, the theatrical cut. This one does not have the producer's cut, but I have 2 copies of the producer's cut already, so, you know.
What's up, Jamie, the OK Gamer? How you doing, man?
The Rob Zombie ones at the very back.
Where they can stay?
Oh, yeah, definitely. But this is a really nice set, and I've really wanted to get my hands on it. The case is in pretty decent shape. Tiny little wrinkle right here. But you know, still really nice. Yeah, I'm very grateful to have that because I've been wanting this for a really long time. So, guys, as I said, we are discussing Seed of Chucky, which came out in 2004.
Seed of Chucky.
Yep. I'm glad you got your case because that's one of the cases that's out in the garage.
We watched the same cut of it, though.
Yep, we did watch the same print. I've got it in my book. I want to say hello to everybody that's joined us. I hope you guys enjoy this video, this live stream. So far, we've got 3 or 4, not sure. But we're going to do this review style, guys, and then we're going to talk. So Hope everybody doesn't mind. And of course, we'll interact um, with y'all as well. Yes, Joe, it is out of print. In fact, I got a really good deal on it still. eBay, $66. Everybody else that I saw was going for over 120. So I'm still happy about that. If I would have bought it like 4 weeks ago at Walmart, I would have only paid 48, but oh well.
Yeah. I do that all the time.
Do you? I'm sorry, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. I do that all the time. I wait on stuff and then I'm sorry I waited. You know what I mean?
Right. This was directed by Don Mancini, and Don Mancini is the creator of Chucky. He is the writer of every single film, and this is his first time in the director's chair.
Really?
Don't know if it was really a successful outing or not, but it was his first time, seeing as how every movie after this went straight to video.
It's a fun movie, though. It is.
It is. It does have its moment. It is widely considered one of the worst horror movies of all time.
Oh,
we're gonna debate that. We're gonna see about that. We're gonna get into this movie and we're gonna find out if this really is one of the worst movies of all time. It stars in our title role of Chucky, Brad Dourif. It stars as Tiffany, Jennifer Tilly. She also plays herself in the movie.
yes.
It's got a kind of a meta angle.
It
And then
definitely does.
we have Billy Boyd, who plays Glenn/Glenda.
Pippin.
So Jason and I were coming up with we were looking at interesting facts about this. And I found a couple and Jason found a couple. So we're going to talk about that real quick. And something we just kind of thought about and we just kind of discovered because we were thinking about it. This movie has the first nude scene in the entire franchise.
Yes, it does.
There has not been a nude scene in the franchise till this one. What did you think of that, Jason?
Well, of course, I loved it. You know, I'm not going to lie. I loved it. But I also thought it was really cool, the homage to Psycho that it was in.
That was really awesome. I did enjoy that. I did like that.
It's such a great scene. It's a dream sequence with a POV shot. And I think it's almost like a bait and switch because it sets you up for the movie, but then kind of pulls it away at the last minute.
Right. You think it's Chucky and then it's,
you're pissing your pants.
Joe says that it's a rough watch.
It is.
It can be, but I'll tell you this, man. If you have somebody else with you watching it, it's a lot more fun. And Jason and I did watch this one together via Skyping, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we had a lot of fun.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
No, we had a lot of fun with the movie. We had a lot of laughs. It's been a while since I've seen it, I'll be honest, but I had fun with it. It's not as terrible, I don't think, as people make it out to be. Right. Myself included.
Yeah, I think that when we talk about it, we kind of get focused on the stuff we don't like about the movie, and we forget a lot of the stuff that is good in the movie. Because there is some good things in this film. Yes, it's a bad film.
Yep.
But it can be fun. It can be funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, with Jason and I knew going into this that we were going to probably get some arguments from people. I have admitted multiple times that this is the worst movie in the franchise. But I also admitted that I don't hate any movie in this franchise.
Me neither.
I mean, this isn't like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 for me, or even Halloween 3, or the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I don't hate this movie. It's just a bad movie.
Yeah. I agree.
One of the other cool things that we found out, well, I actually knew already, but we talked about it and we looked it up again just to make sure it was accurate, or Jason did anyways. When this movie comes out, during this film, there is a scene where they kill Britney Spears, which, by the way, I fucking love.
Me too.
It was a double. It was not Britney Spears playing in the role. Britney Spears' camp was so pissed about it, she was going to sue the company. She was going to sue Universal and sue Don Mancini and everybody involved. So, they had to add a disclaimer to all of the trailers saying that it was not Britney Spears in the film, that it was a double, and that Britney Spears was not actually harmed.
And
So,
then you got a collective, oh man.
yeah. So I thought that was really fucking funny. Hey, Adam, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you stopping in, man. Yes, definitely
What's
need
up,
a lot of
Adam?
booze.
Yeah, definitely. But it's still fun when you watch it with someone else.
Yep.
Definitely.
And Jason, you found out something interesting too. So what you got there, brother?
Well, the first thing is Jason Fleming, who plays the Santa Claus in the beginning of the film, within the film, if that makes any sense. Those of you who've seen it, I'm sure you guys know what part I'm talking about. He said this is the only film that he would have erased from his resume. So I thought that was a pretty powerful statement. So I looked up some of his other films, and here they are. Now he's played in some good films. He played in Minutes Past Midnight, which I can't comment on because I haven't seen. He played in Hannah, which was a really good spy film. Kick Ass, which is a good comic book film. Solomon Kane, which I enjoyed. Mirrors with Kiefer Sutherland, which I also enjoyed. From Hell, the one about the Jack the Ripper with Johnny Depp. But then finally I found Spice World he was in. And I find it very hard to believe that he would not want to erase that one from his resume as well. So, yeah. I was all right up until I found Spice World.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay.
Yeah, I personally, no matter how bad this movie sucks, I would take this one over Spice World any day of the week.
Yep, any day. Any day.
So, guys, usually, this is where I do my pros and cons section. Jason, well, I'm sorry, Jason. I think I cut you off again. I believe you had another fact, didn't you? Didn't you have one more thing?
I did. This was actually, there's two cuts of this film. There's an 87-minute cut, which is the one you and I watched, Brad. Mm-hmm. There's also apparently an unrated cut that's 88 minutes. Now, I'm not really sure how much it cuts out, but the road copy that we just saw is apparently not the unrated cut, I do not believe. So, yeah. It doesn't say it's unrated. So, yeah. Not sure exactly what's cut out of it, but it can't be that good.
Yeah. Adam, in third grade, I was like in high school when that stuff came out. The only good thing about the Spice Girls was watching them dance around half naked. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was about it.
When you're a teenage boy at that time, that's the shit. But other than that, no.
Yeah, my daughter got into the Spice Girls, and unfortunately, I was forced to watch that more than a few times. Usually, I would just take naps during it, but yeah, but it's pretty bad.
Right. So. Leave it to Joe to have the unrated copy. I've never seen it on. I didn't even know there was an unrated copy.
I didn't either until tonight.
And so that's pretty. It must be pretty rare if we haven't even seen it or heard of it.
Yeah.
So this is usually, guys, where we do. How's it going, Tim? Vanham, I don't think I said hi to you when you came in. I think I missed it. So hello, Vanham.
Hey, Sal. How you doing, buddy?
You saw the unrated cut in theaters?
Really?
So it's like 1 minute longer? What did they cut out?
Yeah.
This is where I usually discuss pros and cons. So, Jason, what would you like to start with? The stuff you liked or the stuff you didn't like?
Well, you and I both had con in the very beginning, which was the CGI sperm going the vaginal wall. Yeah. I won't get specific, but the CGI sperm looked it looked weak, in my opinion.
And we talked about that.
Yeah,
we talked about that, how there are similar, not with sperm, but similar type CGI openings in Jason X, Dr. Giggles, early CGI, 91,
Yeah.
Dr. Giggles, and a couple other horror movies. And this is the only one I really don't like that opening in. It actually works for me in those other films.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I definitely agree.
Oh, the horror man saw Spice World in theaters. Why?
Really? Why? Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was my first one as well. And then honestly, my biggest problem, well, I'll save that for last. I'll say that my biggest problem for last.
Okay.
But the Red Man side story, the whole thing about Jennifer Tilly. Now I'll get into it later. I like Jennifer Tilly in this movie. I really do.
Me too.
Um in the whole side story with Red Man trying to screw her to get the role, or
Yeah.
whatever, I thought they could have done without. I thought Red Man, and like you said, he isn't the worst rapper slash actor we've ever seen. Let's not
Definitely.
forget Busta Rhymes.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought he
But
was actually pretty decent in it.
he's not terrible, and he
Yeah.
hams it up. You know what I mean? Like when he's all,
Yeah.
"I didn't know you was that serious about the role," you know, and he hams it up. So uh, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I just thought that, but I really thought that he could have been left out of the movie. I thought the whole sequence could have been left out. You know,
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but I think they had to kind of flush it out somehow, to make it an hour. I mean, it wasn't even an hour and a half as it was. So,
personally,
they,
I thought it would have been cooler if they would have put like Don Mancini in it,
yes,
and
me
she's
too.
trying to sleep with Don Mancini to get
Yep.
another Chucky movie, or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you have next, brother?
I actually only have one other con. I was trying to be nice to the film, and like I said, when I was watching it with you, I enjoyed it because it was fun to laugh and to goof off. My only other con was the last fight scene between Chucky and Glenn or Glenda or whatever you want to call her, him or her, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it went a little too far. It was just too silly, even though, and that's a weird thing to say because the whole movie's silly, but I think it built up to the point to where, okay, now I'm just out of the movie at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was it. That was my only other real big con.
Actually, that's one of mine too. I had an issue with that, and honestly, while we were watching it, I was like, "Oh my god, really? Here comes another fucking kung fu scene." Like Busta
Yep,
Rhymes didn't do that bad enough in Resurrection, and this one
exactly.
was like a wire fighting kung fu scene.
Yep,
They even did the little Matrix turn. I was like, "Oh my god."
yep.
Yeah, I didn't like that part either. I really only have I had the CGI, environments like the clouds and stuff,
Yeah,
written down. But actually, I was thinking about it again. It didn't look too bad, and it kind of added kind of a gloomy aspect to it. So
yeah,
I took that out. But my final thing that I didn't like in this movie, and once again, I know how stupid and silly this movie is.
right.
After the scene where Chucky jerks off,
Yes.
I didn't need to see
Yeah,
Tiffany sitting there holding a turkey baster full of
yeah.
Chucky semen and it's dripping. I'm like, I just didn't need to see that. You know, I'll eat after this.
Come on, mommy's gonna feed you.
Yeah, I just like, are you serious? Really? As silly as the movie is, I didn't need to see that. Now,
That's kind of what I was.
the part where he's like, what do I do with this? That was kind of funny.
Yeah,
Okay, go out there, baby. Thank you.
that's kind of what I was getting at about the movie being so silly. It just got to the point where it was too much. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's just me.
Well, why don't you start us off, brother, with what you liked about the movie?
I have one other little nitpick, but it's almost not worth mentioning. But I like Chucky's character so much. I think there was a few places where they missed the target on the one-liner. Like I was waiting for Chucky to say, and I've seen this many times, but I was waiting for Chucky to give a great one-liner, and think they just missed an opportunity. Like when Glenda's in bed and has the bow on her head, and Chucky's sitting there bouncing the knife off of the cradle or whatever, or the bed,
Right.
and how they were saying they were going to stop killing and all this. I think they missed a couple opportunities for him to have some really, really good one-liners in there. But
Right.
just a little nitpick, though.
And I've heard that too. A lot of people that have criticized this movie have said that the dialogue for, even though there is some really funny dialogue in it, the dialogue for Chucky is not as good as it was in some of the other movies.
Right.
Even though
Right.
Don Mancini wrote it all. So I can definitely see that. I did think he had a few good one-liners, like the I love when he chops the hole in the hospital door and he sticks his face through with the axe, and it's the Shining scene. And he's like, I can't think of a thing to say, you know? And that's something else, like you said, I love that they were given some homages again, just like they did in Cult or in Bride of Chucky. They gave some homages to other films. And I did really like that. I thought that was really cool.
It's a fun film. I mean, if you go in there and kind of just sit back and enjoy yourself and have somebody else with you, crack a few beers or something, and sit back and watch it. It's a fun film. It is.
Hey, Dave.
Is it a great child's play film? No.
But it is a silly, fun film.
It is.
And as I said, I've had people ask me before, well, you hate Texas Chainsaw Massacre because the first one was so serious and then that one was so silly. So why not this one? Well, the reason why is this one, just like with Freddy Krueger, it did have a bit of a gradual, little more comedic, you know, and then with, you know, Bride, it got really comedic, and then this one just jumped off the edge. And so I don't have a problem. I didn't have a problem with that because it wasn't like, it's not like he put this out right after the first movie.
Right.
You know, where you're expecting a dark, serious movie, you know, which we got. Thank you.
Exactly.
You know, and like you said, this one, for me, Chucky is a ludicrous situation in the first place.
Right.
Now, I mean, it's scary and terrifying as hell for a child, especially thinking one of your toys is going to come alive and kill you, you know?
Right.
But for an adult or for the rest of us, it's a little silly premise, a little bit, you know? Even though I'm barely admitting that, because I told Eric I've never found the original silly, because I don't. I don't find it silly at all. You know, I really just love the movie.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Fact Feature. How you guys doing?
Hang on one second. What's up? For me?
No, for the girl.
Yeah, fine. Why?
Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right.
Dave, we were talking about you earlier, bro.
Yeah, you missed it.
Yeah, you missed us. We were talking such mad shit about you. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much hate we were throwing your way. Just kidding, buddy. We love you, bro, and we're so glad that you're back.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is not a good film. I will never ever say this is a good movie because it's not. But it can be an enjoyable movie. And like I said, if you got somebody with you to really have fun with it, it can be fun. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to talk about my biggest con in the movie.
What's that?
I said I was going to go back to it at the end, and I didn't. My biggest con in the movie is the Glenda character. I hate it. I didn't like it at the end of Bride of Chucky when the baby popped out. I thought that was dumb. I don't like that this movie I don't like that they even have a child. I think it's dumb.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't like that he's going through this whole gender identity crisis thing. It's dumb. And some people say, oh, he was foreshadowing the future. Well, that's because Don Mancini knew how stupid people are. But Shitface, yes, Mr. Shitface. There you go.
Yep.
I just didn't. Now I do like Billy Boyd, so I have a crux in the situation. I think Billy Boyd is an amazing actor. I have like a thing for Billy Boyd ever since Lord of the Rings, and he sang.
Yep.
I just wanted to like kiss him on the mouth, you know.
Okay, that's a little too far, but
yeah, I'm just playing. But no, I like Billy Boyd as an actor, but I hated this role. I hated Glenda. I didn't like the way he looked. I thought he looked funky. I didn't like his lines. I didn't like him. I didn't like
Yeah.
anything about him. And I just thought it was terrible, and I wish they would have left that out. Now, on the
Yeah.
flip side of that, I love Jennifer Tilly in this movie.
I did too.
She is so good. She makes fun of herself because she plays herself in the movie. As I said, this movie has
Constantly.
a meta feel to it because it's kind of like it almost kind of took some parts from New Nightmare where they were making a movie about Freddy, and here they're making a movie about Chucky, and it's kind of in and out and it's different. I love Jennifer Tilly. I know some people have said lately a lot. I think ever since Curse came out, I've noticed that Tiffany's gotten a bit of hate because
Really?
people are happy about the direction going back to Curse without them,
Right.
without Tiffany, without Glenda. And people that used to not hate on her are now hating on Tiffany. And I still like Tiffany, but I also like Jennifer Tilly. And I love
Yeah.
how she has a sense of humor, even about her own self. She makes fun of her entire career, she takes none of it. She even makes fun of her age. By the way,
Yep.
Jennifer Tilly is 60 years old. For those of you that don't know that. And she is hot. Still.
Yeah. Still.
So what else, brother? What'd you like more?
One of my biggest things that I enjoyed about the film was John Waters. And by the way, he is, of course, does all of his movies in Maryland, pretty much. And I'm from Maryland, so. But I think his character was so over the top that I enjoyed it. It wasn't something to take seriously, and it was just fun having him in the film, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought John Waters was cool, and I loved his death.
Yes. Yes.
Which is a nice little segue into my next pro, which is the kills.
Yes.
Oh, dude, we had so much fun watching the kills in this.
Yes, we did.
From the first beheading, the real kills, but even the dream kills were good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely.
What was your favorite kill in this movie?
I kind of liked the Santa Claus kill,
Yeah.
but I liked it up until I found out that it was a movie within a movie, which I didn't mind, but I just thought it was so brutal because it just kept stabbing him and stabbing him. I was loving it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, even my wife, she was sitting here watching it. She was like, "That was just a movie?" I was like, "Yeah, it was just a movie." But it's a fun kill, and then the movie goes completely meta, which
Chucky's
to me,
broken again.
yeah. But it was kind of a strong point for me, the whole
Right.
meta thing.
Right.
I think if we didn't have the meta part in the film, the entire thing, I don't think the film would have worked at all.
Right.
Well, some people think it worked at all, but it was fun.
Yeah. Fact feature, that is actually my favorite kill, is when Britney Spears gets driven off the cliff by Chucky and the car explodes.
Yeah.
Even though you don't get to physically see any blood and guts on it. All right, man. Like I said, I grew up, as a teenager in the 90s, the late 90s. And seeing Britney Spears die is like the fulfillment of a dream. I'm that guy in high school that didn't want to fuck Britney Spears. I wanted to kill Britney Spears. I hated her. I hated her music. I hated the other acts that were associated with her, like the Backstreet Boys and all that shit. I hated all of it. Anything that was pop, and still to this day, anything that was like mainstream pop music was garbage. And Britney Spears, as like the leader of the 90s pop movement, was the big target for me. I hated Britney Spears.
So let me get this straight. You didn't want to have sex with Britney Spears, but you wanted to kiss Billy Boyd on the mouth.
Hey, what can I say? The man's hot. And he has a beautiful voice.
Yeah. TMI. Awkward sign.
Yep, sorry. I had to pop my back there.
Uh-oh.
I know that you and I both talked about this, that the CGI effects, as far as the kills went, wasn't terrible in this movie. They
No, it
did like
wasn't
a good
terrible.
mixture of CGI and practical.
Yeah, I'm never a fan of CGI in films, but there are times when I can appreciate it.
Mhm.
And this was one of those times where, it didn't really bother me that much, except for the head where they killed the puppeteer.
Yeah, the
I like
grip
the
or
kill.
puppeteer, whatever he
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
I like the kill, but when his head is going up and you can definitely see it's CGI,
right.
it took me out of it a little bit, but they kind of made up for it with Jennifer Tilly kissing him, and
Yeah, and the head that she picks up was a practical effect head.
exactly.
So I don't know if it was just because they were trying to. It might be hard to throw a head like that and film it. I'm not sure.
His face still had expression on it when, like,
Right,
he was doing different expressions. That's why it was CGI.
right.
But
And the one that I noticed the most is when Judy, whatever Jennifer Tilly's assistant,
right,
is caught on fire by what you think is Tiffany, but it's actually Glenda.
right,
You can tell that the flames at first are CGI.
right,
Well, you can kind of tell it's CGI flames, but it doesn't look terrible. It looks pretty good. But then
yeah,
when the body falls over and it hits the ground, you can tell that that was a practical effect, and that was a dummy
exactly.
hitting the ground. So I like that. I thought it looked good. I thought they married it pretty well.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree.
so yeah, there are some good aspects to this film. Overall, it's a crap movie, but there are some good aspects. It is a lot of fun if you watch it in the right mindset.
Yeah, definitely. I
Uh,
almost feel like I should do that with a lot of the movies I hate. Like, I don't think either one of us are going to like Resurrection any better, but it might be fun to sit there and laugh at it.
right.
Or Jason Goes to Hell. It might be fun to laugh
Oh,
at it.
I think this one. I will take this one over Resurrection
Oh, yeah, me too. Any day of the week.
and over
Any.
Jason Goes to Hell. Way over Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, I don't mind this film. It's not my go-to for the Child's Play franchise, but I don't mind it overall. I don't mind it.
And it was shot pretty well too. I mean, it looks pretty
Yeah,
decent. It's a nicely shot
it
film,
does. I agree completely.
and that's something I think that Mancini is really good at, especially going into Curse, especially in Curse. Well, no, Cult too, but for a different reason. I'll talk about that when I get to those reviews.
Yeah,
But he shot both of those movies beautifully. They're beautifully shot and really,
I
really nice.
agree.
So, so all right, brother. Overall, are you serious, horror man? No way. No way. All right, get your.
No.
I'm sending you an invite to this. Get your ass in here. We're debating that shit.
Debate.
Should I send him one?
Debate. There's no debating that. I mean, Resurrection is a pile of crap.
Yeah, it is. And Jason Goes to Hell is even worse.
It destroyed the Friday the 13th franchise for me. It really did. I It's not that I hate it, the franchise now. I love the franchise. I always will. But going in the movie theater to see that, when I left, I was almost in tears because I was so pissed off and disappointed and aggravated. And I was just watching it saying, what the hell did they do?
The first
So,
10 minutes of that film is the best part.
yeah.
When Jason's there going after the undercover FBI agent, who is
Yep.
probably still, in my opinion, the hottest girl in that franchise.
Probably, yeah.
She is
Definitely.
freaking gorgeous. But anyway, yeah. So overall, Jason, how do you feel about this film? Is it a yes? Is it a no? Would you give it a ranking? Because you give your films rankings. What would you give this one?
Usually. I'd probably go with a 6 on this one, maybe a 6.5. Okay. Watching it with you, I enjoyed it a lot more. I would go with a 6.5.
Okay.
Generally speaking, if I'm watching it by myself, I would probably give it maybe a 5 or a 5.5. Because
Hmm.
it's fun to sit there and laugh at a movie when you have someone who's already seen it and you're watching it and someone else gets the parts that you also get and you're laughing at, even though you may not do it by yourself. It's funny just to sit back and have a good time with it.
Right.
So,
And I agree. Like I said, watch and okay, as I told you last night while we were watching it, when I marathon these films, I never skip this one.
right.
I never skip Resurrection. I honestly never skip Jason Goes to Hell as well. The
Exactly.
only ones I skip are I kind of like do other things while I'm watching Resurrection. I'm on my phone or something. Same thing with Jason Goes to Hell, but I don't skip it. You
Right.
know, when I watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I don't have part 4, but when I watch the other ones, I always skip 2.
Yeah.
I do try. I know people don't believe me, but I try. I go back I watch it at least once a year, and I try to like it, and I just can't. Same thing with
More
Halloween 3. I watch Halloween 3 at least once a year. But when I marathon Halloween, I do not watch Halloween 3. I hate that fucking movie. I absolutely hate it, and I can't do it. But anyway, I don't hate this movie, so I don't skip it, and it can be interesting.
Right.
I would give this movie a 5 usually. But as I
Right.
said, the experience of watching it with a friend, watching it with you, was a lot more. So I would move that up to about a 5.5. But most of my enjoyment came from watching it with a buddy and ripping on it a little bit and just having fun. You
Yeah.
know? So overall though, it's not a movie I hate, but it is not a good movie. I wouldn't
Right.
recommend it as the one movie to watch out of the Child's Play franchise. That's for damn sure.
I would say watch this one last. But
Yeah, if you're marathoning, watch them in order. But I don't know if you're new to the Child's Play franchise, don't watch this one until you watch all the others.
exactly. I completely agree.
Fact feature: we're about to get into a fight because the Halloween 3 did not have a great concept. Do not
Halloween
make
3
me say it again.
rules.
Don't make
Halloween 3 rules. Oh,
Halloween
and
3.
we need
Oh,
to out more about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 as well. We have a
yeah.
little plan for one, do we not?
Oh God.
Yeah,
That's okay. If I'm gonna have to sit through that, you're sitting through Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I am. I got my copy right here. Just waiting for you guys to bore me to tears with it.
Right.
Right here.
Oh, you won't be bored because I will be singing. You'll be covering your ears, but you won't be bored.
You dress in costumes too?
No, I don't go that far. At least not Frankenfurter's costume. Maybe
Yeah,
like
there you go.
Riff Raff I would make a great Eddie. We both have the same issue, the same problem. We both have guts and no asses.
But yeah.
No, we're not really Vantum. I like sequels. I just don't like Halloween 3. Fact feature, I hope you didn't get out of the chat. I was just playing, dude. I was really just kidding around. We're not going to get into a fight or anything. Well, I noticed he hasn't commented since I said that. So
Halloween 3 rules.
I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say this one more time. And Dave said it last night, and I don't know how he said it with a straight face. It is about an Irish warlock who lives in California who is trying to kill all the children in the world using pieces of Stonehenge put into Halloween masks that make bugs come out of their faces and
Hell
shoot
yeah.
laser beams. Which, how are those two things even like? The one is supposed to be because it's done by magic, not by technology. So where the hell is the laser beam coming from?
I
And
have 2 words.
he
2
has
words.
he has an army of androids. Say
That's
that
right.
out loud. Say that out loud to yourself and tell me how smart and great that concept sounds.
I have 2 words for you.
What's that?
I'm sold.
No. That's like the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's so much fun though. The movie is just great, and I love Tom Atkins in it. Tom Atkins is just awesome in the film.
I'm not even a big Tom Atkins fan. And I'm trying to figure out how this old fat looking dude gets the hot chick. You know?
Because he's awesome. Have you ever seen Night of the Creeps?
Yeah.
Awesome in that.
I like Tom Atkins. I liked him a lot in Maniac Cop.
Yes.
But I just don't I can't do it, man. That whole movie is so bad. And then like Bill said when we were reviewing it, the little town that they're in, it's like everybody just stares at you, and it's like really that was the creepiest part of the whole movie was the little town.
Yeah, it was very isolating.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I'm sorry, I can't do it. I try. I really do try. Bill makes me watch that film at least once a year. I can't. It's just so and then people are like, oh, you just don't like it because Michael Myers not in it. No, no, that's not it. But it would certainly have helped.
Yeah, well, he was.
You put Michael Myers in there where he comes in and kills the warlock. I've been happy.
Yeah,
you know, like at the end of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, Dom shows up.
right.
That's what we needed. We need Michael to show up at the end and kill Tom Atkins.
No, not Tom Atkins. Kill the warlock.
Bryce? Okay, Bryce, you're about to get banned from my channel. He just put Halloween 1978 as terrible.
Oh, no.
Poorly executed, old, and meaningless.
Oh, boy.
That's like the greatest horror film ever made. Every other, and what do you mean? How can it be meaningless? Every other horror film that's come after it, not just slashers, takes something from Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay, he's just he's just playing. I was about to like flip the fuck out. You can disagree with me. You just can't do it in my chat. No. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh boy.
Oh man. All right, Van. So go back and watch all the Halloweens again right now. Go back and watch them right now.
I did have another fun fact.
Watch them. What's that?
The budget on Seed of Chucky was $12 million, which is quite a bit. Apparently, in the U.S., it grossed almost 17.1 million, and worldwide, it grossed 24.7.
Right.
So it made money.
It did make a little bit of money, and for horror movies, even a horror movie of that big of a budget, that's actually not a bad return for a lot of horror films.
It's not. Yeah.
It's not Halloween 2018, but at that time for horror films, that wasn't terrible. You know what I mean? But it didn't make what they thought, and so the franchise kind of did get doomed to straight to video. Even though I think if they would have put the next two in theaters, they would have made more money. At least Cult, because Curse helped bring back the reputation. So if they would have put Cult in theaters, I think people would have went and saw it.
Probably. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. And it was so long before we got another movie.
Yep.
So
it did take quite a while.
Trying to think of when Curse came out. I think it was like 10 years after Seed of Chucky.
Well, Curse came out in 2013, 14, 15, somewhere in there.
Okay, well,
I'll tell you on my next review.
Yeah, Seed of Chucky came out in 2004.
Right.
So it was probably almost 10 years.
Yeah, at least.
Long time.
So overall though, we had fun. We enjoyed the movie. We enjoyed spending the time together mostly.
Yeah, definitely. Because we both have seen it before. It was just fun to go into it, and there are some things in the movie that still surprise me to this day. So
okay, we're gonna kick Adeline out of the chat too. She said that she just watched Child's Play 3 and she hates it.
No, Adeline. That's one
Child's
of the
Play 3 is awesome.
You cannot sit there with a straight face and tell me that when he replaces the bullets, the fake bullets with the real bullets and the guns, that is not one of the best concepts ever in a horror movie. Yep. That's so much fun. And they're killing kids.
Joe correct us it came out in 2013.
Okay, so it was 9 years.
Yep.
Still, that's a long time.
Yeah. And Curse is an amazing film. But I'll get to that next week. I'm not going to give everything away today. Or not next week, my next Child's Play review. I don't know when I'll do it within this week or next week, somewhere in there.
Yeah, we actually thought about doing the stream last night, but I'm kind of glad we waited until tonight.
Yeah.
That way, well, with everything that happened with Dave and all that, it would have been. I know I wouldn't have been up to it. So I don't think you would have either.
And I really like. Well, yeah, I think that put all of us. That put. I was so happy, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Because like I was at work when I left for work this morning. Okay, well, I'm not gonna play out my whole day really, but I get up for work, I get ready for work. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the meantime, while I'm getting ready for work, I have like a couple extra minutes. So I was just checking out my thing, and I saw because I did that little video last night. Just after I was talking to Dave. But then I saw there was like 5 more videos. And I was like, that's just amazing. I was so stoked, so happy about that. But it still was a shitty situation. And I felt really bad for Dave.
Yeah,
But
me
then
too.
I was at work and then I watched your video. I saw your video and I was at work and all of a sudden somebody hit me up and said, "Hey, Dave's channel's back."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, that's so awesome." I was so like ecstatic that as soon as I went to lunch, I got on my thing and did a video. Dave's back. Dave's channel's back.
Yep.
And I was just from that point on, I walked back into work after lunch and I was smile ear to ear. I was like, and my boss was like, "Man, what's up with you? You look like you just won the lottery or something." I was
Yeah,
like,
right.
"Dave is back." And she's like looking at us like, "Man, what difference?" I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I was like, "Yeah, it is. That's a huge freaking thing for us because like you said, Dave, for one, is a director. And yes,
Yeah.
Dave, we're talking about you in the third person like you're not there. So this is a great platform for him.
Yeah.
Plus, we have built these relationships and we have a lot of love for one another.
Yes, we do.
And when that happens to one of our people, one of our friends, something bad like that, and the poor guy was already having a bad day to begin with,
Yeah.
it sucks. So he was actually still asleep when his channel got reinstated, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of bugged me too. There is somebody out there that disliked every single one of our videos,
Yeah.
and that's some bullshit. And they can go rot in fucking hell and suck my left nut. So
That stuff doesn't bother me. I could care less, to be honest.
no, but it bothers me because obviously somebody out there was targeting Dave.
Yeah.
That's what it implies. That's what that implies, and that's why
Yeah.
it bothers me.
Yeah.
You know. So, but yeah, it was it was very, very awesome to have Dave back. And Dave, we're very happy to have you in our chat. We love you, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Adeline says, I have a question. I'm considering doing a Halloween remake. What do you think I should do differently as long as Michael. Wait, so you're planning on doing like a fan film or what? Or are you talking about like a remake or a review or?
Well,
Uh, it-
I knew that's her favorite horror film, which is it's mine as well. Um,
right. Mine too.
so maybe it's actually like a real remake or something she plans on doing.
Oh, it's a fan
Oh, is it?
film? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here you go. Do everything John Carpenter did and do
And
nothing
nothing
Rob
like
Zombie did, and you'll be
yeah,
good. You'll be cherry.
yeah, yeah.
Now,
That's
don't
true.
copy it frame for frame like we talked about this numerous times, Jason. The fan film Spirit of Haddonfield, really good,
Right.
really enjoyable. 30-minute film, really liked it. But to me, when they reshot basically shot for shot that closet scene, I
Right.
get that they were trying to homage. I understand it. I respect it. I just think they could have done it a little differently so it's not a shot for shot. But that was my opinion. You had a different opinion.
I did. I actually appreciated it for what it was. I do think that if you're going to do that short of a fan film, you should probably concentrate on all original ideas. Now, if it was as long as Never Hike Alone, um, then you can do something like that. But you know,
Which, by the way, for those of you that don't know or have never seen Never Hike Alone, you should definitely go check it out. Greatest
definitely,
fan film, one of the best independent films, in my opinion.
yeah,
And one of the best horror movies of this past decade, definitely. And the for those of you also that don't know, I did find out from Womp Stomp Films and Vincent DeSanti that Never Hike Alone 2 is happening.
That's going to
They
be
are
awesome.
starting to get money for it. They're starting to raise money, and it is happening.
Don't give
Can't
anything
wait.
away, though.
Yeah, I won't tell you guys anything because if I tell you what they said is going to happen in that one, it spoils kind of the end of the first one. So if you haven't
And
seen
she
it
said,
yet, you need to see it.
I found a fan script for the remake. It was like the original, but the dialogue was different, and the opening and the final act were done their own way.
Well, that's the thing with Halloween. Okay, if you're doing a remake or just in general, Halloween, you're going to have certain things. You're
Yeah.
going to have Michael Myers stalking in silence in the dark. You're gonna. It's how you do it, though. You have to
Yeah.
do what Carpenter did. If you wanted to be successful, you have to build that tension.
Yep.
And that's why certain movies like Resurrection didn't do as well. It didn't build that tension. There was no tension in that movie.
There was no tension with Busta Rhymes?
No.
Oh, man.
The only tension there was the tension I felt of wanting to strangle him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely been a. But you know what, man? I had so much fun watching this movie with you last night.
I
And
did too.
that's something I hope we can do a lot more on a regular basis.
Definitely.
That was a
I
lot
thought
of fun.
really this was a fun time.
Yeah.
Nice little stream
Mm-hmm.
to have fun with, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to find a film that we have very radically different viewpoints on, because both of us, kind of felt the same way about Seed.
Yeah.
But I think we need to find something that we both have very different viewpoints on.
Something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 or
Right.
Halloween 3 or
Yeah. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, and it definitely makes the movie more fun to watch it with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Crack up and, hey, did you see that? Did you stuff like
Right.
that? It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot more fun than watching it by myself.
Definitely.
And I didn't get on my phone like at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. Well, I was talking to you the whole time, but I wouldn't have gotten on the tablet because it was just a way to sit back and enjoy it with someone else. So.
Joe's right. I should have brought him in on this, but I didn't know, Joe, that you hated this film that much. We may have talked about it before, but I just don't remember I didn't remember you having the hate that much for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this was a good one. But yeah. Yeah, this would have been a good idea. I didn't know you hated this one either. I didn't think you hated any of the Child's Play movies, Joe.
And I still say that well, R&D, the reason why we watched this one is because I'm reviewing the Child's Play franchise right now. And Jason wanted to be part of that, just like I did with Dave and the Child's Play 2. Luckily, I have no delays on this one, and this has been a much better stream. But yeah, I mean, there'll definitely be some cool things. In fact, I just picked up a movie that I'm going to watch, and hopefully it's good. But maybe, if it's good and I recommend it or let it to Jason, he'll watch it too, and maybe we can watch that together. Something we haven't seen before,
Right.
So.
Yeah, Deadly Friend is a good one, Ron. Definitely one that's not talked about enough from Wes Craven. And I actually saw that in a movie theater, so I have really fond memories of that.
Right.
Because I'm older than dirt.
Yeah, Adeline, I've been watching your reviews. You've done a really good job. We don't share all the same opinions, that's for sure, but you've done a really good job.
Yeah, I need to watch your Child's Play 2 review, but I definitely enjoyed your Child's Play review.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely fun.
So, well, guys, I think we're going to go for about 5 more minutes, and then we'll probably take off here because, like I said, this is mainly a review film or a review video, review stream, whatever. And my dinner's getting cold.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But Jason, man, it's been awesome having you on here with me. I like doing this way. It's different and it's something different. I enjoy doing videos. I enjoy doing them the regular way. I enjoy filming them. I enjoy editing them. I enjoy doing
Yeah.
little skits and things. But this is something I wanted to try with this franchise and get some people involved in because it's just a lot of fun. And like I said, with what we were talking about with Dave, we've built such great relationships.
Yeah, definitely.
Jason is now, even though we've known each other for about 7.5, 8 months, right, Jason? Somewhere in
Yeah,
there, give or
somewhere in
take.
there. Oh,
You
yeah,
know, and then we've gotten to know each other really well over the last 4 months or so.
yeah,
And I can honestly say that Jason is now one of my best friends.
yeah,
And that's not just on YouTube. I mean, period. I have lots of friends, but I prefer quality over quantity.
yeah,
And Jason is an amazing guy. He's one of my best friends in the world. And I love him to death. And I'm so happy that I got the opportunity to do this with him. And Jason,
yeah.
once again, thank you so much for being there, brother.
Thank you, man. We were originally going to do Child's Play 3 together, but I had some family issues. So
Right.
he asked me if I wanted to do Seed. I was like, man, you got to get me on the worst movie of the entire franchise. But I
Well, it's just
think
happened to be the
it
next
was,
one I
I
was
think it was
doing.
better that way. I think it was better that way because we
Yeah.
both enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So,
it
yeah.
was. Eric, welcome, brother. I really am sorry you are a little late, but that's okay. But we are going to sign off here in just a minute.
Yeah.
Um,
Thanks for tuning in anyway. I
yeah,
mean,
thank you
yeah.
very much for showing up. I really appreciate it, brother. And this
Yeah. I
is only going to be about an
appreciate it.
hour live stream, so if you want to rewatch it, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So,
Good time.
um, yeah, guys, once again, thank you all for coming in. Thank you for joining the chat. Oh, happy birthday, Fact.
Oh, cool.
Definitely. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, dude. I'm showering you with attention. Happy birthday, dude.
So,
No, then he'll never want another birthday if I sing happy birthday to him.
no, sit down.
Okay.
Sorry, I just got interrupted by my 3-year-old.
It's all right, dude.
So, well, guys, thank you very much for joining us again.
Thanks so much
Jason,
for having me, dude.
we
I
know you have
appreciate it.
you're going back to your normal segments tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, what's in the bag, Jay, is scheduled for tomorrow. Yeah, with the new rules in place. And everything else is as follows. Like I said, I had a video plan for My Choice Monday, but with everything with Dave, I kind of just didn't feel like doing it anymore. And so I just kind of took the rest of the day off, other than our stream. So
One of these days, we're gonna have to get together in person. Whether it's
yeah,
I come to Maryland, you come to New Mexico, or we meet somewhere in the middle,
right.
we're gonna have to get together in person, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna play Freddy versus Jason Trivia Pursuit.
Yeah, yeah, because
That's
that's
just
where the
cool.
dice is from.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's just cool. So, anything big coming up for your channel?
Just business as usual. Oh, we got Slashback this weekend, the Slashback
Oh,
Challenge, which is when you think about it now, it's I don't remember the category's name per se, but it is slashers
blood red
have
carpet. Blood red carpet.
that's it, blood red carpet. And I'm not going to tell you what I have coming up, but it's a very, very good movie.
Yep, I'm still
Very good.
deciding between two films. So the one I wanted to
Yeah,
do, I
no,
haven't been able to get a copy of in time to do the review. So,
okay.
but yes,
Right.
definitely. Guys, once again, thank you much for joining us. This is Bronco Juggalo saying this movie, as crappy as it is, was a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
peace.
Thank you, guys.